It's one of the biggest undertakings in recent African history. A marvel of sorts, but it's a sore spot for neighboring countries. We're talking about no other than the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Its completion marks the beginning of the Ethiopian era of development, one that can make the country a regional energy-providing powerhouse, but not everyone is happy. Welcome back to Awakening Africa. We're taking a deep dive into Ethiopia's new mega dam project. We'll be looking at the challenges faced during its development, why it was built, and all who opposed its construction since its inception, plus what benefits it will have in the region, and so much more. So make sure you stay tuned because Awakening Africa starts now.
Here we go.
Stretching 1,800 meters long and a staggering 145 meters high, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is among the biggest dams in the world. Ethiopia has long recognized the importance of renewable energy sources in its quest for sustainable development. With abundant natural resources like rivers and ample sunlight, the country has a unique advantage in tapping into renewable energy. And with a capacity of 74 billion cubic meters, the GERD is a testament to Ethiopia's commitment to utilizing its natural resources to meet its growing energy demand, improving the quality of life for millions of Ethiopians who currently lack reliable electricity. Moreover, the GERD offers a unique opportunity for Ethiopia to strengthen its energy security. By relying less on imported fossil fuels and diversifying its energy mix, the country can reduce its vulnerability to price fluctuations and geopolitical tensions associated with traditional energy sources, a typical move that European and Americans like to use to bring countries to its knees. The dam project hasn't been without its challenges though, as members of the region were furious when Ethiopia announced the project back in the 1960s when Emperor Haile Selassie first had the idea of building a dam on the Blue Nile, but faced heavy backlash from neighboring countries Egypt and Sudan. This, followed by civil war, a coup and famine that killed nearly 1 million people in the 1980s, meant the plan was put on hold until 2011 when the then Prime Minister Meles Zenawi's plan to reinvigorate the project to take Ethiopia from poverty to a middle-class economy by 2025. This did not sit right with Egypt, as they see themselves as the rightful heirs to the waters of the Nile, given its historical significance to their country's past and its current dependency on its waters for agriculture and use in everyday life. In 2011, the then President Mohamed Morsi says, Egypt did not want war but would keep all options open to avoid losing any water. To which the Ethiopian spokesman, Dina Mufti, responded, Ethiopia is not intimidated by Egypt's psychological warfare and won't halt the dam's construction, even for seconds. This infuriated Egypt, to the point where their foreign minister ran to Washington, hoping that they would deter Ethiopia from completing the project, stating previous engagement between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia over the dam reached a deadlock as Ethiopia would not waver to their demands. This led to very egregious comments to be made by the then President of the United States, Donald Trump.
And they'll end up blowing up the dam, and I said it, and I say it loud and clear, they'll blow up that dam. And they have to do something.
Can you believe that Trump said that? Imagine a president from a BRICS nation telling Mexico to blow up a key strategic American investment. The backlash would be so huge that it would probably be seen as an act of war. Following his statement, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's office issued a statement that very Saturday which said the East African nation would not cave in to aggressions of any kind. He also said these threats and affronts to Ethiopian sovereignty are misguided, unproductive, and clear violations of international law. Also, as a developing nation, Ethiopia may be confronted with poverty but are rich with history, patriotic citizens whose commitment to defend their country's sovereignty is unparalleled, and an ambition and a well-articulated plan for prosperity. Basically, mess around and find out. Fast forward a few months and the dam has not only been completed, but it also completed its fourth and final filling of the dam's reservoir. Kind of a big FU to America and Egypt for the unnecessary challenges and opposition they vetted out to Ethiopia. It is no secret that both Egypt and Ethiopia were both accepted as new member states into the BRICS Plus, both based on their position in North Africa. For one, Egypt is in control of the Suez Canal and Ethiopia for its size, strategic position, and its upstream position on the Nile. Having both countries in the BRICS alliance is a brilliant move, and the alliance may be in the position to bring an amicable agreement to both parties over the use of the Nile. You see, Egypt formerly relied upon old British colonial-era treaties like the 1929 Nile Waters Agreement, ratified with Sudan in 1959, to claim disproportionate control over the river. With this framework viewed as outdated, they may be eyeing more recent rulings, such as the 1997 UN Convention on the Law of the Non-Navigational Uses of International Watercourses, which calls for fair and equitable access to shared rivers. But with their induction into the BRICS group of nations, I'm sure there will be a legal framework used to bring the two countries together, at least on this matter. By developing its own energy infrastructure, Ethiopia is asserting its sovereignty and reducing its dependence on external energy sources traditionally controlled by Europe and America. This self-reliance not only fosters national pride, seeing that the funding came from the citizens of Ethiopia themselves, but also sets a powerful example for other African nations seeking to harness their own renewable energy potential. In conclusion, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam represents a monumental milestone in Ethiopia's journey towards prosperity. By harnessing renewable energy, Ethiopia is not only securing its energy future, but also driving sustainable development and fostering economic growth. But what do you think? Do you believe that Ethiopia is being unreasonable? Was Egypt's move to run to Washington for help going to sour their relations even more? Tell us in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe so the algorithm knows that you enjoy these types of videos. Until next time, Africa has awakened.